So I recently applied Never Wet to a number of different items, and I'm going to review that process with you. My little boy is wanting to play, so you'll probably hear him periodically. But I wanted to show off how it works first. It comes in these two cans, the base coat, which is basically an adhesive, and then the top coat, which is the thing that repels the water. And the marketing website and the box says that it can be used on a number of different materials, including shoes. Well, I wanted to show you what this product actually does to a pair of leather shoes. This is after 1 day of wearing it, and as you can see, it completely destroys the shoe. To the credit of the product, it does actually work. It makes it completely water repellent. However, this used to be a pleasant almond color. What little boy? This used to be a nice almond color, and now it's completely opaque. It's also patchy. You can see the before shot that it looked like a nice shoe. The after shot, it looked completely white, and after 1 day's use, it's already starting to peel. So, if you want to use Never Wet, it's going to work, but it's going to ruin your leather shoes. The thing that insults me about this product is they do actually market it for shoes. If you take a look at the box, they have a before and after shot of a pair of leather work boots, and the after shot looks like the shoe hasn't changed at all. But look at this. This is a significantly different change than the change that they depict not only on their box, but on their website as well. In fact, of all of the different substances that they say you're supposed to be able to use Never Wet for, one of the ones they explicitly say you can use it on are leather boots. Now, these are not boots, but it is leather, and it should work on this product. And now these shoes are completely ruined. As I said earlier, it does work remarkably well. Even a few days after initial application, on the parts that are still white from the Never Wet, I mean, look at that. It just flies off in all directions, and it shakes right off. But in the parts where the Never Wet has worn off, look at that. It's collecting water. It's soaking it right up. You see how it's still wet there on the surface? Now, I'll remind you that this is just from 1 day of walking. I spent maybe 5 hours walking this day, and just in the natural course of 1 day of walking, it's peeled off this much, making it completely useless. But when it's on, it does work very well. I also tried using it on a hat. Here's the hat that I sprayed it on. You can see in the before shot that it was a nice gray color, and on the box it says that Never Wet dries to a slight gray color. And then here's the after shot. It's not gray, it's very white. Very opaque, and then here it is after a few days of wear and tear. Aside from ruining my hat, it has made it waterproof. This is a wool felt cap, which normally absorbs a little bit of water when it's out in the rain, but look at that. It's completely immune. I mean, I'm just shoving it right in there. Look, the water is even held in the crook of the cap right there. And it's not soaking through. Now, because I wear this on my head and not on my feet, and because it changes shape very infrequently, it's still, almost a week later, waterproof. It's repelling water very well. It's just tragic that the look of the hat has been ruined. It looks like I just got through a snowstorm. But it works. So if you're actually trying to find something to waterproof shoes, I have a few suggestions for you. I'm going to show you how to get rid of Never Wet from your shoes, because even though this pair that I have are ruined because I got water in them, you can remove Never Wet from them, and I'll show you how to do that. But if you're looking to waterproof your leather shoes, I've tried a couple of other things. This is an oil-based water repellent designed specifically for leather, and I used this on a pair of leather gloves that I own, and it ruined them. Here they are. These used to be a nice walnut brown color, and after using the oil-based water repellent, it almost turned them completely black. That said, it did make them water repellent for a while. After a few months, these now soak up water like a sponge. And sadly, the effectiveness of the water repellent doesn't last very long. I treated it many months ago, and it repelled the water excellently, but now I have to apply it again because it just doesn't work. The product that I finally had success with is this leather spray. It's actually $10 cheaper than Never Wet, and it comes in 3 cans. And I'll give you a link to it in the description and show you exactly how well it works on a pair of leather shoes. Here is the leather spray. As you can see, it's maintained the look of the original leather. And look, it doesn't have the exact same effect as the Never Wet, but the shoes are not absorbing the liquid. It doesn't ricochet off, but it also is not absorbed. It sort of just spills off. So this is a very practical alternative to Never Wet, and it doesn't ruin your shoes. I've only tried it on leather. I have not tried it on cloth, but it's only designed for leather, so I wouldn't recommend it for any other product. But it works. Not only does it make them nice and water resistant, but it adds a great sheen to them as well. Just take a nice handkerchief or something, buff them up after you apply the water repellent, and it works great. You should probably reapply it every, I don't know, 3 months or so, depending on how often you wear them, but it does work. It's the best solution that I've found. So there you go. Now, just to sum up my feelings about Never Wet and to speak directly to the company, look, Never Wet, I appreciate the technology. You know, your marketing campaign was excellent. As soon as I saw your videos, it made me want to run out and buy a can. You did a really good job. However, I never would have purchased it if I had known that it would do this to my items. I expect a little bit more honesty from you. When you're creating a marketing video and you're spraying it on clothing, you're giving the idea that people can buy it and use it on clothing. When you have shots of boots on your box, you're giving the impression that it's suitable for using on shoes, and it's clearly not. Never Wet is probably a perfectly fine product for the construction world, or for putting over a coat of very white paint, or for putting on concrete or something like that, something that doesn't move, where it can't peel. But even then, I'm sure you still have to reapply it every month or so due to sun damage. So as a product, it probably works great. My complaint is the way that you marketed it, and you marketed it using deceptive practices. I know that it probably gave you a lot of great viral hits, and it made the brand Never Wet known to everybody, but check out your score on Amazon. It's not very pleasant, and that's what you need to avoid next time you come up with a product.